Hello, Gemini. Thanks for joining me for the December 2021 forecast, the last forecast of the year. Before I go any further, I just want to let everybody know this is my website. So if you're watching this anywhere other than YouTube, and they're directing you to my YouTube channel, of Rock and Roll Prophetess, and they're directing you to any other website except this one, then you're dealing with a fraud and an imposter. It's come to my attention that that's going on, and I just, so I figured, well, I'll just announce it in the videos. So this is my website if you're watching this anywhere other than YouTube, where I will have the official links below the video. Alright, so this is the last forecast of the year, and you know what, Gemini, you're going to have a full moon in this. You're having your full moon in Gemini on the 18th, and we have the solstice right around the corner on the 21st, and that's also a big month because we have a new moon eclipse in your opposite sign on December 4th. Then your full moon in Gemini, and then the solstice. So big, shifting points. The full moon in Gemini on the 18th, this is your one and only full moon. So therefore, this is going to be your chance to really... There's several ways it can go. It's a great time to start any kind of releasing activity. But everything else, it's kind of tricky because everything else in the month is the new moon eclipse, so that's starting new beginnings. The solstice is a shift to a new season, so that's starting new beginnings. So you're right in the middle of it all with your full moon. So it may take the form of like becoming aware, like just becoming really aware of something. You could have a huge aha moment. Also, something could you could get the answers that you've been seeking. That's another thing that the full moon could come and show you. What the guides are coming through with, it can give you the answers that you're seeking in order for you to proceed accordingly through the solstice to initiate your new season. Alright, so let's get into the reading. We're going to be using the Rock and Roll Tarot deck as always, my creation, and then we're going to follow up with the Animal Totem card from the Beast Mistress Animal Oracle cards. Excuse me one second, I just need a tissue. If you are a Patreon level 2 subscriber, then there's going to be an additional cards pulled from the Songs for the Journey Home deck. The smoke is bothering me, and my smudge smoke, so I'm going to have to move the smudge somewhere else here. Let's move it over to the table. Okay, so let's get into it. I did recently change the format, and people seem to like the format I've been using, so we're going to continue with that. So there's going to be like a three-part reading, basically. The first part's going to be a traditional Celtic cross, and then we're going to do another section where we find you in the spread. So we're going to stick with that reading, and that is, after all, how I do it in a personal reading. I do personal readings. Okay, Gemini, January for 2021. I'm also going to put all the cards in the upright position. It makes it easier to read, and I also know what's what. Quick reminder, this is the last month that you can get your 2022 Outlook reading, your personal 2022 reading, my most popular reading by far. Available till the end of this month and then not till next year. Okay, you didn't get a water sign as the final outcome. Almost every sign has been getting either the king or queen or cups. Somebody in the cup family up here as the final outcome. You got the strength card as the final outcome. You know what else is a big deal I forgot to mention in the astrology that's going on for you guys? The nodes are leaving your sign. The node has been in your sign for about 1.5 years, so you've really been going through... this card is reminding me this because it's going to be about another 19, it's 20, 19 years until this happens again. So it's a completion of a big cycle, and the nodes in astrology often are really karmic. So it's a completion of this big cycle, the node in your sign. It's going to be there till the end of the month, and then it's moving out. But it's kind of, when it gets to that, when it comes in the beginning in astrology, and then when it leaves at the end, it's its most powerful. So you're being asked, or you're being, you've been, over the last 1.5 years, you've been being pushed into alignment, more into alignment with what your true soul's calling is, your karmic path, your true north, because it's the north node. So this is kind of coming to this big culmination at this time at the end of the year too. So you want to make sure that you're aligned. It can be rough if you're way off the beaten track. It can be rough. You might fight it, and it might be hard to become realigned. But if you're shooting for that, and you're wanting to do that, this is like the last. This month would be like the last little chance to do it before we go around another 18 years. So, hopefully you've done well through this last year and a half. Hopefully you are realigned. You've made these new beginnings. You've aligned your path to your true north, and you're ready to move forward. There's something from the past that looks like it keeps creeping up here, where you weren't treated fairly or something, it all went down bad and you're remorseful over it. That's the big word that I get out of this, remorseful. Well, things are going to start to perk up. Maybe it's the holiday season, I don't know. But they're saying don't be in bondage to things of the past here. It's talking about, happiness and celebration. And in this, in this time frame, it's often going to be, the holiday season. They're saying the big three. So for most people, it would be, Thanksgiving, or maybe not even most people, but it's Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, It could be Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, New Year, whatever the case may be. The big three is coming up. For some of you, that could have other meaning, the big three. So maybe some of you, if you're going to have your 30th birthday, or somebody is, the big 3-0. But the big three is coming up for this. This is talking about news and happiness. So here's what's going on. This is the new moon in fire, the new moon eclipse on the 4th, and then this is the full moon in your sign. So between that time frame, there's going to be some things going on, or mentally in your head, you're going to be figuring some things out. And by the end of it, by the end of the month, everything's not figured out by the end of the month because strength is here. But you do have a better grasp on things, and you've definitely made progress, and you've definitely done some realignment. The King of Pentacles could be somebody who's important, that could be helpful in this situation, in you finding this and establishing yourself in this new, I guess I was going to say new paradigm, that might be a good one, but in this new path that's come forth for you. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and continue on for the rest of this part. Oh, I almost reshuffled. I keep wanting to reshuffle. So here's what's going to happen now. You are an air sign, so you're going to be the King or the Queen of Swords. Doesn't matter what your gender is. Whoever shows up first, that's going to be your significator, or, the card that represents you. All right, so let's turn this on. I don't know what I said turn this on for. Okay, so as soon as, oh, there you are. Okay, so we'll go another row, because I want a row above and a row below. Okay, and then the next row down, I'm going to put this the right way. I'm putting all the cards in the upright, too, just because it's easier to read, and I think we want to turn this a little bit like that. How's that? There we go. Okay, yeah. So here you are, Queen of Swords you showed up as. You're looking right at and talking with, and I want to say negotiations with the Emperor here. Like there's some sort of negotiations, or you're talking about, and the Queen of Cups is involved too. The Queen of Cups may even be the Emperor, I think, or I don't know, maybe it could even be like this is your representative in some cases. Like, so you could have an attorney or an agent or somebody else doing, talking. You're both. There's it feels like there's both being talked to the Emperor, but it's rolling. It's getting this ball rolling, and it's really going well. And this person is a soulmate to you, whether you realize it or not. And it shows up the top here that there's definitely, a lot of love energy around you, and you're feeling really lit up and, in love and everything with the lovers. And there's somebody who you definitely are on the same page with. Now, if you're, it doesn't have to be, if these are two females necessarily. This is you, whether you're male or female, and the other person, if it's a love interest, would be, the gender of your choosing here. It's gender neutral. I want to say there's a buzz. There's a buzz about something that you did or you were involved with. There's a buzz. Either you did it and there's a buzz about it, other people are talking about it, or there's a buzz about it and you want to get involved in it. But there's this attraction. There's this 3 energy here, and then we've got 3 here, and then we've got 3 here. And 3 in the Empress, and 3 of the 3 of ships are coming in. So there's a really strong 3, but I feel like it's 3 people working together, or a group of 3 in some way here. And you've got 3 major arcana people. One, the High Priestess, Emperor, and Empress, and Empress is number 3. So there's a strong 3, and 3 are foundations. 3s represent foundations and things that you're building. And it does seem like your ship is coming in. This is, they're saying a long-time dream could be realized. I'm going to make that your headline, I think. long-term dreams realized. Let me write that down. Dreams. If I don't write it down, I'll forget it. That's why I always have to pause for a second, because I won't remember what I said after this. I don't remember what I said 2 minutes ago in these readings. It's just coming through and going right back out again. Okay, yeah, so the word chat is standing out to me, so there may be a chat going on, some chatting and some talking. And I do feel like whatever this is, there's going to be, even if there's some of this is love, but there's going to be this core group of 3, and it does seem like it's more business related. We got these, and we got the 3 of Cups over here too, right? It's it's in the first part of the reading, but boy, is this really strong with this 3 energy. Might be the 3rd week. The 3rd week is when you're having your full moon, so it could pan out a lot of ways. It might take 3 months to really get off the ground here as we get into March, There's another person down here, there's the 3rd, and it's the earth sign energy of Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. Now, after we move, after the 21st, that's what the solstice is all about. We're going to move into the earth sign of, I keep wanting to say Virgo. So I keep wanting to say Virgo real strong, so maybe there's some Virgo connection, but it's actually Capricorn. At the solstice, we move into the sign of Capricorn, so it could be around that time frame too. Okay, let me go ahead and grab my, put this down. I'm going to grab this, and we're going to do the animal totem now for your month ahead. Okay, let's go ahead and get the animal totem for our Gemini. Oops, this one fell out. Wanted to pop right out there. It's the hangman. I always just say the hangman, but it's actually the opossum. And opossums turns out is really cool. I've always had possums around, and I was always like, ooh, it's a possum. But I realized I've made my peace with the possum energy. And possums are really cool, and they're really beneficial. They get rid of ticks. They get rid of mice and rats. They'll eat them and get them out of your area. They do a whole bunch of good stuff, and they're really good to have around. So possums are not bad things at all. Dreamer of dreams, seer of visions. Pause, create space for enlightenment. Breathe. Keep your plans and ideas private. Know when to assert yourself and when to play dead. I'm feeling like though things are getting cleaned up. I'm going to go with that because that's what they do. They'll clean up all the ticks in your yard and all the mice and stuff like that. So that's what I feel like because of the nodal thing that's happening that we talked about in the very beginning. How this is, things are getting cleaned up. They're getting aligned. It's like the final cleanup of your life before you embark on this next 19-year journey with the nodes until the nodes come back through your sign. So it's pretty kind of major here. Pretty kind of major, or it is major. Let's just say that. It can be major. It's a major power that you can interact with and use to your benefit. That's the whole thing. It's not like it's going to have its, it's going to have its way with you, and you need to be cowering and afraid of all these aspects. It's like, oh, really? This is happening. There's power, and knowledge is power, and you can utilize that to co-create your reality and make things happen that you want to make things happen, all right? Real quickly, I've posted my art on, hopefully, this is a new day. Is it still going to be blue? It's still going to be blue. It looks really blue, although it's not. It's just the thing I can do about this display thing. But I've posted some of my spiritual fine art stuff on Fine Art America. So it's a good company, and it's high quality materials. You can get some really small prints, or you can get poster size prints, canvas prints, and it's all really, it's like, I'm calling it channeled art or interdimensional art if it interests any of you. But it's on a new platform, and there's a lot more choices. So I wanted to make that announcement, and I also wanted to make an announcement just about independent creators in general, myself included. I am an independent creator. And I have some of my journals here that make great gifts, $6.88 on Amazon, journals or sketchbooks. And I have, my books that I've written. This is the latest book if you want to read it yourself or possibly give it to somebody, but it's channel information. But the point is, the independent creators this holiday season, consider, doing your shopping through an independent creator or even somebody local right in your own town, or go to like a craft fair or a church bazaar or a brick and mortar independently owned store in your area. Don't worry about the big corporations and, feeding them who don't even pay taxes. Why not feed an independent creator and give it really personalized? Like, you can look on Etsy. I'm sure everybody's familiar with Etsy, or you can look on even Instagram. People post their stuff on there. And why not? And those, to me, those kind of gifts are really special, you know. Anyway, so that's just a little, plant that seed. Think about that for the upcoming year. Happy new moon, Gemini. I mean, happy full moon. This is going to be your full moon. The other thing is, you could absolutely meet somebody in that full moon. Real quick, I meant to say this and I forgot about it. I was going to pull up the chart because it's the sun is in Sag. Here's your the new moon, you could meet somebody. The new moon and the full moon, it's very much about relationships. That's what I'm getting at. So here's you, Gemini, and your opposite sign of your house of partnerships is Sagittarius. That's where the nodes have been. That's where the new moon eclipse, and then your full moon is happening. So this could be, too, definitely a month to meet somebody, and a very important partnership for you. Oh, I meant to say that. All right, so thank you, everybody, for sharing, liking, everything you do to support my channel. It's oh so appreciated. Remember that you are Love and Beauty Incarnate. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and activate that YouTube algorithm for me. Have the best full moon in your sign, best holiday season, Happy New Year, and we'll see you in the new year. Bye.